Breaking tonight, denial, delusion, dereliction of duty, and disinformation from the very man in charge of Biden's new disinformation police. Watch.
Because our border is not open. So the border is not open. Because our border is not open. So the border is not open.
Evening, everyone, and welcome to The Next Revolution. Unbelievable, literally unbelievable remarks today from DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas on the border crisis he helped create. Just listen to this.
We're not talking about releasing individuals into the United States. If they are not successful, they are promptly removed from the country.
We prepare and we plan, and we've been doing so for months, that if in fact we reach that number, that is going to be an extraordinary strain on our system. We will be vaccinating non-citizens who are encountered at the border.
We're talking about individuals who are claiming fear of persecution, economic despair, violence, corruption, extreme weather events. What we need countries to do is to apply their laws.
And we need countries to the south to manage their borders.
No, that is not the Babylon Bee finally uncensored. It's not satire. It's not a spoof. It is the actual Homeland Security Secretary speaking this morning. Hard to believe a senior official in the world's most powerful nation could put in a performance so shambolic, so incoherent, so completely delusional. The border's not open. Yes, it is. We're not releasing people into the US. Yes, you are. We've been prepared for this moment. Oh, if this is what being prepared looks like, but wait, we're not prepared. We're going to come under extraordinary strain. Going to come under strain because what? It's all fine now? Don't worry, though. They're now going to vaccinate people at the border. If you can stop them to stick a needle in their arm, why are you letting them in? And if you can't, then you're not actually vaccinating them after all. But the pandemic is over anyway, which is why you're lifting Title 42, except it's not over, which is why you're trying to keep the federal mask mandate. You following this? Migrants are fleeing very real fear of persecution, which is what the asylum system is supposed to be for. No, they're not. They're fleeing economic despair and bad weather. Oh, that's all right then. Let them in. We need other countries to enforce the law. Yep, other countries, not us. Are you kidding? Just like we need countries to the south to manage their borders, because we can't do that, obviously. We're just America. What a total joke. Why can't these people just do their job? Speaking of doing your job, here's a little story I spotted in the Axios newsletter this week. Sometimes the little things help illustrate the big things. In a briefing to Axios, members of the January the 6th committee were worrying about media leaks from its proceedings. Why? Because the leaks are ruining their plans to build drama and mystery ahead of the televised hearings they're planning. Drama and mystery, that's what they're worried about. Building drama and mystery when we have Texas guardsmen drowning in the Rio Grande thanks to the border crisis, families not being able to afford the basics because of the inflation crisis, Biden's economy literally shrinking, the S&P 500 having its worst start to the year since 1939, 83 years ago, and Benny Thompson, the Democrat chairman, and Adam Schiff and Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and all the rest are worried about building drama and mystery. I mean, what is this? They're members of Congress, not James Patterson writing a bestseller. They're supposed to be solving our problems, not carrying on like commissioning producers at Netflix. But of course, they don't know how to solve problems. They've totally given up on any actual reform of anything. Any attempt to improve the systems they're responsible for, immigration, welfare, healthcare, whatever it is, the only thing they ever seem able to do is spend money. Trillions last year. Now they want a $5.8 trillion budget for next year. More billions for COVID relief, even as they literally say the pandemic is over. All they do is take our money and put it into bureaucratic schemes that totally fail to solve the underlying problems and, in fact, make everything worse. Because, as we can now see, it is the reckless spending that's caused the most crushing problem of them all, inflation. So the Biden economy is obviously a total disaster, the worst inflation for over 40 years, the worst labor market for 45 years, apart from the height of the pandemic shutdown. And now we have the specter of what's called stagflation. Inflation combined with stagnation, low or zero growth. Why? Because this week's GDP figures, instead of showing 1% growth, as most economists predicted, was minus 1.4%. Yes, the Biden economy is actually shrinking, which takes some skill considering we're bouncing back from a pandemic, except under Biden, we're not bouncing back. Unbelievably, we're actually sinking lower. But it's okay, don't worry about reality. The Biden propagandists in the state media are here to tell you it's all just fine. The US economy shrank, but underlying measures are solid, spun the New York Times, solid. The economy's solid. Remember that the next time you fill your car up and can't believe how much it costs. Better still was NPR. I guess because they literally are state media. Here's how they presented the shock news that the economy shrank.
The U.S. economy has a lot going for it right now, but you might not know that from the GDP numbers that came out this morning.
If you looked at today's report card, you might think the economy had fallen into a ditch, but it is not as worrisome as it might sound. Certainly, there are challenges in this economy, but the overall picture is pretty good.
Oh, the US economy has a lot going for it right now, right? Well, I guess that is how it looks if you're subsidized by taxpayers. The overall picture is pretty good, pretty good. Well, that's all right then. Crisis over. NPR says it's all pretty good. You know what? I think this case could be one for our new disinformation czar. Oh, wait. When it's pro-Democrat lies, that's not disinformation. That is context. Solving problems is hard. It requires real interest in policy, in the implementation of policy, understanding what actually happens deep in the bowels of the bureaucracy. It needs attention to detail, diligence, determination. Instead, whether it's Mayorkas claiming the border isn't open or the January the 6th people trying to build mystery and drama, our ruling class seems to be doing everything except the one thing they're supposed to be doing, their job. Tell us what you think at Steve Hilton X and at NextRevFNC and share this message when we post it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.